to Michael Hutchence and Tim Farriss about the long journey from Australian pubs to the amphitheaters of Arizona.
We've been together for about 11 years, and it's very typical of Australian bands to stick together through thick and thin. And there must be something about growing up in Australia that prepares you to do that. We call it mateship and things like that. I guess we're lucky. We're lucky to have that time and experience in the pubs in Australia to make us strong. I mean, we're very strong, and we really do believe in ourselves.
Midnight Oil is another really successful band from out of Australia, and they're very specifically Australian in their politics, and their politics is really heavy in their music. INXS music doesn't seem to really have a same sense of place.
No.
Do you do that deliberately?
Well, I think for any Australian band, there's a element where you have to take yourself out of a pub to the rest of the world, you know, and that is a very crucial time because there's tons of Australian bands, but they would never mean anything to anyone else. You'd have to be there. You'd have to spend a few weeks, you know, hanging around the pubs, hanging around downtown or whatever, and seeing these bands, and then they'd mean something. And it's a very important moment for a band to leave Australia and come to wherever, London, New York, Paris, and play. And it's how they approach that makes or breaks them. And for instance, Midnight Oil, once upon a time, you know, they spent a long time playing through Australia, and they probably do have a strong sense of place because they are dealing with, you know, local politics, you know, Australian politics. In our lyrics, there's on every album, there's a couple of songs like that, but it's not an overwhelming factor. You know, well, I think that artists have got, in a way, bigger things to contend with. Politics are just there because we can't get the basics right, you know, and I'm more into dealing with the basics.
Such as?
Life, death, and everything in between, you know.
The media has seemed to have Michael emerging as the sex symbol and maybe even the voice of the group. Do you feel that that is breaking any of the relationship that you have in the band?
No, well, he's always sung. So, I mean, from that point of view, you know, the writing of the lyrics and that was always left to Michael because he has to sing them, and you know, I just wouldn't feel right about Michael singing, you know, my life story or something like that. You know, doesn't seem to be the right thing. I'll sing it or something. But you know, I don't know. It's one of these things that the media does, and it does it every time. You know. Exactly. There has to be a focal point.
They need focal points, and it makes their job easier. And I don't think the band really minds. From the first time we ever had a review, this has been going on. You know, and I get, you know, for it, and it's a pretty healthy situation actually. There's no big problem.
I mean, to us, it's not something that's just happened.
Yeah, you know, as long as it's not distracting from the band. You know, INXS is a band. It's six people. They're not backing me up as my musos or anything. It may appear that way at times, but you know, we're pretty much equal.
Despite the band's denials, it seems inevitable that Hutchence will get more and more of the spotlight. He's already started a film career, starring in Dogs in Space, which ironically is set in the Australia of the 70s, where INXS started.
Hello.
Jim. Sammy? Sammy No Brain. I remember you. Didn't I just see you a moment ago in the kitchen? What's this you've got here?
Look, it's a thing.
Oh. It's a girl, Sammy. You've never seen one of them before, have you? Hello, little fella. Where are you from?
It's not a girl. I've seen girls before, and they don't look like that.
Want a bite of my fairy toast?
part Michael was playing was a character who we knew, had known for years. And Michael's someone who had grown up around me as well. And it's like seeing Michael on the screen playing this other guy that I'd known, it was all a bit strange. I was like, wow.
Dogs in Space was, at the time, was really strange because, you know, What You Need went to number 5 or something while I was sitting around in a rat-infested hole in Melbourne singing punk songs. Every band starts in about the same place, I think. And, you know, you're out of the same garage or whatever, the same house, and it was kind of similar. You don't make much money. You live off the dole. You kind of starve a bit. And you might stay that way, you might be lucky. We've been lucky.
I was standing, you were there.